We have got our coffee. Let's get comfortable. I've got my laptop again, and I don't need to explain. You have already seen the title, so without any further ado, let's get the show rolling. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be tier ranking all of my last year's reads. I was supposed to make this video in December, but then it was really cold and I got lazy, so I decided to make it this year. So in total, I managed to read 30 books this year. Alhamdulillah for that, by the way. I was not expecting myself to read that many books because I had made a goal of reading only 14 books this year. I have been in a major book slump since the past couple of years. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and look at all the books that I've read in 2021. And not only that, let's rank them. And in the midst of that, let's not forget our coffee. So I made the template beforehand. I have made 5 rows or 5 categories with perfect, great, good, okay, and trash. I know, really original, but that's what I could come up with. So the first book that we have is Atomic Habits, and I think that was a pretty decent book, but I quite enjoyed reading it, and at the same time I learned a lot from it. It has some really great points, but it's not extraordinary. So I'm just gonna put it in the great row. Aab-e Hayat, written by Umaira Ahmad. And by the way, I read more than that. I also read Peter Kamil, and I didn't put it here, I think. But Aab-e Hayat is obviously gonna go in the perfect row because nothing can beat Aab-e Hayat and Peter Kamil and the other Urdu books that I read this year. So, and next up is again Alif by Umaira Ahmad, and also it's going to be in the perfect row because nothing can beat Urdu. You know, nothing can beat your own language or the work of your own language. Okay, Animal Farm. Again, it's gonna go in the perfect section because this is probably the only historical classic or historical fiction that I have absolutely loved. It taught me so much. I am not a historical person at all. I don't like reading historical stuff, but Animal Farm actually did that. It hits the point. It taught me so many things about that particular era. It's actually a satirical historical fiction, so it was pretty fun to read as well. Next in is Born a Muslim by Ghazala Wahab. I have talked about this book in multiple videos, and I think, I'm pretty sure that I talked about it in my best of 2021 videos. So it is actually one of my top reads of 2021. It talks about the current condition of Indian Muslims and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in reading that, you can go ahead and read it. But I think that I will put it in the great section just because it doesn't have certain elements that personally makes a book perfect for me. The Charisma Myth is, it's a pretty decent book, I would say. I recently read it and I actually pretty vividly remember reading it and what she has talked about in the book. It's written by Olivia Fox-Cabane, and it basically talks about how self-confidence or people having an aura around them when they enter a room and you instantly are attracted towards them, or you stop doing your thing and look at them. That thing is called charisma, among other things. And she says that it's a myth when people say that people are born with it. She says that it could be learned. I appreciate the work she has done, but I think that it wasn't really relatable to me in the sense that it's told to an audience which is more corporate based. And one more thing I found is that it just feels really mechanical towards the end. So I would say that it was an okay read. Dozakhnama by Ravi Shankar Bal. Dozakhnama actually is biography of Mirza Asadullah Khan Ghalib and Saadat Hasan Manto. So if you are interested in that, I would highly suggest reading this book. It's a translation from Bengali and it's written pretty well. But at certain places, I could pretty much tell that the translation from Urdu to English was pretty weak. I would say it was a good read. I really enjoyed reading it and I learned a lot of things. Eat, Pray, Love. I recently read it. I haven't made a review about this, but I would say that it was an okay read. I don't know, it felt pretty trashy to me, so I don't know. Shall I put it in the trash row? Okay, I have done the deed. The Great Gatsby. We'll put it in the okay section. I have actually put The Great Gatsby in my worst books that I read in 2021 video. I'm not saying that it's absolutely trash. You know, as I said in the previous video as well, I know that there are some great elements to it, but I have certain issues with the book. We have put books in all the rows, by the way. The God of Small Things is the next book by Arundhati Roy, so I would put it in the good section. The Goldfinch. I have a love and hate relationship with this book, honestly. So I would say The Goldfinch is a pretty okay read. House of Salt and Sorrows. It was a perfect read. It is great. It's a debut novel of Erin A. Craig, and I really enjoyed it, actually. I read it in January, so it has been 12 months. Ikigai, it's going in the trash row. You know that if you have seen my worst books that I read in 2021 video. Next book is Jannat Ke Pate by Nimra Ahmed. Gonna go in the perfect row. One of Us is Lying is a great book, and I actually really liked it. But at the same time, I know that it's a pretty simple and pretty plain book, but whatever, it's still going in the perfect row. The Midnight Library is a great read, or was a great read. It was a great read. It wasn't a perfect read, like it's not something extraordinary, but it's something that's like above par, so it's great. You know what I mean? Monsters by Sharon Dogga. Okay. One of Us is Next is obviously gonna go in the perfect bar because it's a sequel and I equally enjoyed it. Peter Kamil. Oh, I have mentioned Peter Kamil. Peter Kamil is a perfect read. It's always gonna be a perfect read. This was my second time reading it, and like I am again thinking about reading it because it's just one of those reads where you go back again and again to read it because it's that good. A Place for Us. It was a great read, a decent read. I enjoyed reading it. I love the idea. I love the way it has been written. It's pretty simple, easy to understand, and it puts focus on a lot of different things that are going on in our society, but at the same time it tells us about what goes in the minds of Indian immigrants. So it's like if you are an Indian immigrant, then you will be able to relate to it, or a Pakistani immigrant for that matter. Rich Dad Poor Dad, a great read. I rave about this book all the time. I rant about it, I talk about it, I recommend this book left and right to you guys all the time, but I'm still gonna put it in great section because even though it gave me so much to think about financial world and stuff, I have some questions, and I don't think that this book has answered those questions regarding the question that this book has raised, if you know what I mean. The Secret Garden, an okay read, because I think that this book is, it has racism in it, like it has racist tendencies, and I can see where it is coming from because it was written back in the days when the British were here in India. But at the same time, I feel like now at this point, why no one really talks about the wrongs in this book, so I will always question it. The Sister Grimm, again an okay read. Didn't really like it, didn't dislike it completely, you know, it's in the middle. The Starless Sea. Now, this is the book that I put in my best reads of 2021 video, but unfortunately it's not that. It's a pretty decent read actually, so I would put it in the good section. The next book is The Night Circus, again by Erin Morgenstern, and I'm gonna put it in the good section. Three Daughters of Eve by Alif Shafak. It's gonna go in the okay section. Wuthering Heights, I'm gonna put it in the good section. I don't know why I can't remember reading it. Like I remember reading it, but I don't really remember the storyline or how I felt while reading it. I remember how I felt about a certain book while reading it, so. But I can't seem to remember about this. The next book is Secrets of Divine Love. It's gonna go in the perfect bar. It's so beautifully written. It talks about the love that God has for us and the love that we have for God and how to find that and how to build a connection with God. So it's a really sweet book. It's written really immaculately and it's written really well. So it's going to be in the perfect section. The last book is Shaggy Bane. So I'm filming this video in December. So Shaggy Bane is my last read of the year, and I'm reading it. I'm almost 200 pages in, and I'm loving it so far. It's probably going to be the only historical fiction apart from Animal Farm that I have really enjoyed. So I'm going to put this in the great section, and that's it. Those are all the books. It seems pretty decent, you know, like there were a lot of perfect reads as opposed to what I was thinking in the beginning of the video. And like, hey, there are only 2 books in the trash section. And that's pretty much it. We have come to the end of this video. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It was actually really fun tier ranking everything. And I hope that you also had fun watching this video. If you have come this far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, I would highly appreciate if you subscribe. And if you want to watch my January TBR and my reading plans for 2022, you can watch the video right here. And I will see you guys really soon, inshallah. Till then, take care. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.